Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you a little discussion about Breach. I know Vice is at the top here, but all roads of what I want to talk about, I think, leads to how Vice could help Breach. So here's the thing, right? We've talked, everybody's talked, the community's talked, everybody's talked about how bad Breach is. And I am not going to tell you otherwise. I think that Breach is a product of the times, but has not been given the tools to keep up with them, right? Um, and I'm going to go through explain why all of these agents are on here, but quite simple, like to cut to the chase. I think that Breach could benefit from stealing Vice's technology, literally the coding of it, where looking at the Vice flash, you are able to put it through a wall and flip back and forth. And I think that that would increase the viability of Breach pretty significantly for mainly the damage and the flash, right? All right, I've decided to stop being lazy and include like an example of what I'm talking about. But like, look at where Breach is on a retake on Ascent, like right here, or maybe not an Ascent, not a retake, but maybe before a flood or anything, right? If I know Jet has smoked and dashed here to switch, right? What? How do I as Breach interact with it currently? I just hope that that maybe catches a toe where if I could rotate it like a vice flash, do it off this back wall, and actually get control of here. Like I'm just there's nothing for me to do to interact with this spot for the vast majority of it. If I know that somebody is stairs, but I don't have, this right here, how do I interact with them? I do this and what? Like how do I interact with them? Instead, it'd be nice if I could rotate that to pop here and then catch that. Not necessarily that one, because that's probably a bad one, but it'd be nice if instead of sending it through all the way to the other side, I can actually interact with any of this space here as breach. If I could put it on the floor, right?
Flash out!
Instead of through the wall. That would be nice. But instead, just as breach, I'm just here and I can't interact with a pretty crucial space as an initiator that is made to or supposed to clear out space. So this is like one of the prime example areas of like, yeah, Breach just can't do anything at certain spots of the map because of both map design and his design, and I feel like that's kind of silly. So, um, now there is still the issue of the stun. I think the stun simple numbers tweak because I forget who said it, but I did see the conversation about why is it that Breach takes so long to do this stun. Yeah, the benefit is you get to cover quite a good portion of like a map, right? Like that's fine. But it takes so long to actually use and truth be told, the amount of setup to get value out of a stun here while you're back here is insane, right? Like you already have to have 3 steps in. Comparatively to something like a Neon or a Tejo who just throws that motherfucker out, just throws the stun out pretty instantly and in a portion of the map that you're probably going to already get instant value. Like it doesn't require 3 years of setup, you are probably in a position that once you throw it out, you just instantly get value from it. Um, but coming back to the Vice ideology of it, Breach has the same issue as Harbor used to. And Harbor got fixed by becoming Omen. I think Breach can be fixed by becoming a little bit more like Yoru, Phoenix, Vice. What is this issue? It's that you have to be in specific spots to get value out of your kit. If I want to flash here, I'm sorry, to stun here, I should be somewhere in these sectors, but I can't be over here, or else I might stun my team that's trying to get up. So I have to be over here, right? If I want to flash somebody, yeah, I can throw it off of here, but okay, that's awesome. Get there. But what happens when I want to flash somebody coming out here, but I'm over here? I have to find a way to, okay, position myself. Hopefully that flash catches. Instead of just having the ability to flash here and possibly get there, right? Now, again, that's more like a post plant situation because you will have some goober ass teammates that are going to stand right here and look dead at it, even though you tell them, right? But I think this is the thing of you should give the agent a higher skill ceiling while, maintaining a relative skill floor because this is one of the few flashes that if you have managed to team flash, you are special in your own right. But even better, coming to Aftershock, right? Where it's like, okay, if I did want to do anything with the post plant, how am I going to position myself to help my team with this? Or instead, it'd be better if I could flip it just like a arc rose and get it so that they can get off the spike here. Or maybe we actually plant for something and I get a nice angle. That means that it comes off here. Currently, your options are vastly limited, so you have to check it out for platform, right? Everybody loves using Breach on Haven, but it's all right. Where do I go past here? All right, I've done my clears, right? Done my clears, or maybe you give them more of them. I don't know. Well, we don't want to use too much damaging util in Valorant, but at the same time, this guy here has taken Breach's job all the way because I can just sorry, wrong one. I can just do this from an iPad here instead of having to get all the way here and then putting it there. I can accomplish the same goals with Tejo that I would with Breach for the vast majority of things, except for Rolling Thunder, and even then, that shit's cosmetic and we have better wave ultimates. So, Harbor, yeah, he still has his wall that you have to go, okay, well, alright, I guess I'll throw it this way to get it here and do the loop de loop and pull, and my shoes are looking cool. But when it comes to just being a smoker, a controller, what I want, now instead of alright, I need to know the lineup to get a fucking smoke in the right spot and then put the cove and the this. Now, simple. Pull up a map, look at it, bam, there's my smoke. Now, there's much more viability out of Harbor, and not to say rivals Omen, but hey, now there's a place for Harbor instead of just well, I had 5 walls or 4 walls, whatever, compared to uh, the one that I have now, right? But well, two at ult, but you're not just trying to be a Viper replacement. You are a different controller supplement, and all of Breach's situation has been gone. So why talking about Yoru and Phoenix to that extent? Well, it's the same case. I wanted Flash in my comp, and Breach was the Flash initiator because look, we had Sova, the other one, bam, Breach. Yeah, we eventually got Sky, and we eventually got KO. Cool. But looking at both of them as well, right? Their flashes are just better. If I want to flash an initiator, I'm probably going to go to KO and Sky before I come back to Breach. It's also much more flexible to again use those flashes. I can yeet the flash wherever I need it to pop, here, where, whatever. Sure, I run the risk of my teammates possibly getting flashed, but I can use it. So, coming back to this Vice technology that is there waiting to be used by somebody, I do remember watching it was a Challengers game, and it's something that I tested kind of when Vice first dropped, but I completely forgot about. You could just throw the Flash on the ground Instead of like trying to do something funky, like yeah, you place it here and then it might catch somebody, but it might miss some. Just put it right fucking here. And this was better when it had information, to be honest. Now that the information is gone, it's like whatever. But you just, if you are coming out as breach, your options of doing your job are limited. It'd be nice if I was able to just turn a flash, like instead of, oh no, I can't place it on the ground. What if I just, instead of, oh, it has to be on this wall, it this, that, da, 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 da. All right, bam. Instead of, oh, does my flash go through? Oh no, golly gee. Golly gee, oh me, oh my. How am I going to get this flash off? Bam. Flip it there. Bam. Well, I mean, it's going to do it there anyway. But, like, bam, flip it there. Breach needs options. Breach doesn't have options, and that's kind of the number one thing. Takes too long to do things. The flash is the most turnable flash. The stun takes forever to get out. And the aftershock is fine, right? Is it aftershock? I keep goes to show you how much is just like it's more so. We need to tackle the things that are going on with Breach. If you give Breach the option to play post plant, pretty good, right? Pretty good. Now, admittedly, you're still going to have the situation of I just want Breach to clear out a spot for me. On the retake, I want Breach to do this or this, and then anything else, fine, bonus. But what if I'm coming from heaven, right? And I want to clear this corner instead. Okay, right. What can we do here? Right, we got to find something funky. What if I'm already halfway out? The angles of me trying to get it off of this shit. All right, fine. I have to get it here, possibly cover there. But it'd be better if I could just lob that bitch in the back. Lob it in the back. Some way, somehow. And get value from it. So, I say all this to say that Breach, there's hope for Breach. And I think that it comes in the form of them stealing technology they already have. Much like how I really do think that they heard the pleas of the people with Harper. Whereas like with New Reckoning, yeah, it's not what we necessarily want comparatively to Old Reckoning, but the fact that I can now stop it, make a wall for a bit, giving me the things that I'm missing out of the was it Cascade? That's what they were called, right? Out of Cascade gives me some room to play on that. The fact that I can put this down anywhere instead of having to also, all right, I need to run over to this corner to make the wall, but I have to run over here to get the, or run back here to get the lineup right on the cove. Like, no, just give Breach the harbor treatment with flexibility. Make it so that, why'd I put Arcros over here? Make it so that I can bounce. Maybe, hell, maybe that's the other thing. Maybe you give Breach the ability, like these two motherfuckers, to bounce the shit, right? Maybe that does a thing. I don't know. I'm not necessarily terribly sold on it, but it's just while we're throwing out shits and giggles, maybe Breach bounce that ass somewhere, some way, somehow. I don't know, but Breach is a little bit ass and needs to bounce back into the people's favor. So, yeah, that's a quick idea as to what I've been on my mind, and didn't have a really better thing. I think Vice has answers for maybe another agent, but this has been eating at me for a bit, and I figured instead of putting it off even further, we talk about it. So yeah, if you like the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment, and until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.